Hey guys, what is up, Mage here, doing another World of Tanks 360 review. Hey guys, we have made it to Tier 6 with the Jagdpanzer IV. This is a tank destroyer that is... it's picked on quite a bit. Everybody says it's the turd of a tank destroyer, but I don't think it's really a turd, so to speak. The main issue with the Jagdpanzer IV, I feel, happens to be the reliability and survivability of the engine more than anything. That's the main thing I don't like about the machine, but otherwise I don't think it's a bad tank destroyer. Let's go ahead and look at the packages. Stock, this tank will come with a 320 horsepower engine, and you will get the 75mm L48. You'll get 18.75 rounds a minute, 110 pen, 110 average damage. Your aiming time will be 1.70, and you'll have 0.37 accuracy. Your hull traverse will be 32 degrees per second with those tracks, and your gun traverse will be 44 degrees per second, and your view range will be 350. I did use this tank stock, and it wasn't bad. I could make it work, but don't worry. If you have researched everything on the Stug III, the grind to the L70 will not be bad, and I will explain why. This first package here, which is offering you a new engine and a new set of tracks, it is only 3 or 4K. Once you get that package researched, this package here becomes free. This package might be free right off the bat. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know for a fact once you research this package, like I said, it doesn't take much to research it, this package here becomes free. So you're obviously going to use this package over this one. So let's go ahead and look at this package. You will now have a 350 horsepower engine, and you will now have the 75mm L70, which will give you 15.79 rounds a minute, 150 penetration, 135 average damage. Your aim time will be 1.70 and 0.33 accuracy. Your tracks will be 35 degrees per second now, and you will have no changes in terms of traverse speed for your gun and view range. Honestly, this is where the tank became a little bit more usable, and it's not really much of a grind in this case. Down here to this package, can't remember off the top of my head how much XP it was worth, but it didn't really cost much. Honestly to God, it did not cost much to get. If anything, it cost more to get the L56, so I ran this package, and this is the package I prefer to use and run on this tank. But we're going to go ahead and cover the 88 because that's the only real change alongside the top engine. Your top engine will be 440 horsepower, by the way. Let's go ahead and look at the 88mm L56, or the short 88 as some people call it. Your rate of fire will be 11.11 rounds a minute. You will have 132 penetration, and you will have 220 average damage, 1.70 aim time, and your accuracy will be 0.34. The main issue with this tank destroyer really is you don't have a major upgrade in terms of guns. So for some people, this tank destroyer is lackluster. I will add, if you run the L56, you are going to have an incredible DPM. It is much higher than even the L70. The problem is, of course, it just doesn't have the pen. The penetration on the short 88 is only marginally better than the penetration on the 76mm M1 series of guns used on the American M4 Sherman and the Easy 8 and Jumbo Sherman. So you have to think about the company you're keeping. I personally prefer the L70. I prefer the higher pen, and yeah, I do lose out on some DPM, but it's not enough to make me sit there and say, oh wow, you know, I'm screwed. You're still dishing out enough lead downrange that I feel like the L70 is the better option. Some will argue, well, if you run the L56, you can use this tank destroyer as an assault gun. You can be aggressive with it. I don't recommend it. That the lower half of the hull, the lower glacis, if you will, whatever you want to call it, that bar that's just sticking out, people will hit it. They will hit it often. If you get hit there, you will lose your engine, and you will be screwed beyond imagination. Regardless of which gun you prefer, you want to stay long range. You don't want people to see you if you can cover up that lower glacis and cover up the lower half of the hull and only expose this sloped upper casement, you can actually get some impressive bounces, and that's where this machine can kind of stand up and rock and roll with the best of them. So in some ways, this tank destroyer is a straight-up improvement over the Stug III. However, it doesn't want to fight up close, and it's for different reasons. Stug III had a low hit point pool. This machine, its engine gets shot out way too easily. So don't fight people up close if you have an option. You want to fight people from a distance with this machine. I'm going to go ahead and switch to some gameplay. I'll catch you guys back here in a moment. Okay guys, here we are on Wide Park Standard Battle. Let's go ahead and get equipment out of the way. I run gun rammer, I run not coated optics binos, and I run camouflage net. You can certainly swap out the camo net for vents if you choose. The camo rating on this vehicle is pretty darn good, but I don't intend to keep it, so that's just my personal preference. And because of the playstyle I'm choosing to use on this tank destroyer. I should be covering in the walkthrough the different play styles of this tank destroyer. I certainly prefer the more long-range role and using the L70. And yeah, I do miss out on some DPM with this gun, but it's a reliable DPM. I'm choosing to go with the more consistent gun over the L56, and that's not saying the L56 is bad. So don't feel, if you prefer the 88, go with the 88. Don't let what I say, influence you. If it works for you, it works for you. Me, I don't like to get up close in this machine. I don't want to be spotted. I don't want to be seen. I don't want anybody to know I'm on the side of the map until I start hitting the living crap out of them and I back away into cover before they can hit me. So that's why I kind of prefer the camo net. This tank destroyer is not as quick as the Stug III, I feel. It's not as maneuverable, definitely. So you're not able to shift this thing around like the Stug III could. But in some ways, it is better. So to sit there and say it's, awful, you're just not being, honest about the machine. What is bad about this tank destroyer is you don't have a true upgrade in terms of firepower. This Cromwell player is pretty ballsy. I'm going to go ahead and get some distance here between this SC-100 because I'm afraid of Artie. Alright, we're going to hit this guy. Cromwell drivers, don't be too damn aggressive. I mean, this is how you get killed easily and you make a fool out of yourself in front of everyone. We're going to turn this thing and get the hell away. Not before getting shot by a Covenator, probably. We're going to get back into cover. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and fall back to the straightaway on the map because it looks like we're in trouble. It's quick enough. I mean, this thing is, like I said, it's running the same engine as the Stug III, so it's not like this thing is fat or slow, but it's not exactly, blazing fast neither. I mean, this machine, it trades in the quickness of the Stug for more armor. And, Artie, sometimes, buddy, you guys gotta learn how to get the hell out of people's way. And I have a bunch of AFK morons in Artie, or I have bozos in general, so, yeah. Go figure. Random battles, what do you expect? You're going to have random idiot teammates with random thoughts about how to play the game. Let's deal with this ELC. I'm in a situation here that I don't want to be in, so I'm actually going to back up. Stug 3G. Alright, we'll take our chances with that Stug. I got the hit point pool, buddy, you don't. And that was something. I mean, to sit there and act like the Stug III was somehow flat-out superior to this tank destroyer, it is in some ways, and in other ways it isn't. But that was the problem right there with the Stug III. It had a low hit point pool. So you didn't necessarily look for fights in the Stug. But the Jagdpanzer IV, of course, you can, but you got to be extremely cautious because the lower plate is very, very vulnerable to enemy fire. We're going to try to get a shot here on the KV-1. And with the L56, you know, I may have not bounced, but I just would rather have the assurance when I pull the trigger, I can pen reliably. And yeah, this gun does suck in Tier 8, but you know what? What gun isn't going to suck in Tier 8 when you're in a Tier 6 tank destroyer? Of course you're going to have issues. Want to hit that light tank. Take out that Hellcat. Get ready for this light tank that's going to push. Pretty confident my team can handle that. I'm hoping they can. Yeah, the A20 is at least competent. He understands not to go flying down through here. I just gotta watch out for this A20. I can't do anything silly. Do I think the Jagdpanzer IV is bad? No, I think it's misunderstood in some ways. But yet I can understand why people don't like this machine. It doesn't offer a clear upgrade like, say, the other tank destroyers do for their Tier 5 counterparts, or Tier 5 predecessors. And this Jagdpanzer IV on their team is finding out why you don't just show up out of the blue looking for a fight. Maybe in desperate situations where you got no choice, but... and you can see their slope and angle, but that was a crap angle on my part anyways. And this guy just keeps turning his vehicle around. But, you don't want to be seeking fights in this machine. This is a sniper. You want to be concealed. Don't be that guy who tries to run out. And I know some have suggested, hey, you can run the 88mm gun, or you can run the L70. You have a higher rate of fire than the Stug III. You do have more hit point pool. You know, run out there and pick a fight up close. This is not a tier, 9 or 10 tank destroyer. This machine does not need to be up front fighting people. Sit in the back and snipe people. You'll be just fine. I don't think I don't think I mentioned it, but the lower half of the front hull, the lower glacis, if you will, that bar kind of sticks out. If you get shot there multiple times, you will lose your engine, and that it's just as bad as being tracked. It's awful. It sucks. And of course, also, you can potentially be lit on fire from that location. So, it has double meaning for you. Don't get shot there. In the Jagdpanzer IV, you don't want to be hyper-aggressive. You want to be reactionary, similar to a Stug III. You want to be sniping at people. But you do have options in terms of playstyle. You can choose to run the L56 and try to make, well-aimed shots at weak spots, in which case, if that's a non-issue for you, go with the 88. You'll be happy. The DPM is amazing on it. And you don't miss out really in accuracy. The only thing you do miss out on is your is on penetration. Now, if you run the L70 like I do, you're going to have pretty darn reliable DPM as long as you have clear shots at the tanks you're taking shots at and you're not bottom tier in a tier 8 match. That L70, that 75mm gun, is pretty darn reliable. It will beat the heck out of anything it runs into. So basically you give up some alpha damage for higher pen, and you really don't lose out on a whole lot of DPM in my opinion. So I just feel like the L70 is the best way to go. Not much to really talk about with this machine. It's pretty standard. It's very similar to the Stug III. In terms of playstyle, it's the only difference really is you do have a higher hit point pool. You do have a little bit more reliable armor, but the lower glacis is very vulnerable. So you do not want to pick fights with people in this machine. It's very similar to the Stug III, but it's for different reasons why you don't want to fight people, because anybody that's smart, they shoot you in that lower glacis, they'll take your engine out, and then they laugh uncontrollably as you struggle in vain to try and shoot them. It's very annoying. Alright guys, can't give an ETA on when I'll get the Jagdpanther, but hopefully next week I'll get it. Anyways guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.